My friends, I know that I have been fairly absent for the last month, and this has been by design. Um, I have been understanding myself more and reaching out in connection to understand life better. And that's actually what I want to talk to you about today, is connection. So I have lived an extremely not normal life at all. Most people, when they ask me, hey, where are you from? I'm like, nowhere. Because I can honestly say that home has never been something that I have been able to find. I prefer connection. I move a lot, and some would consider this to be unstable, but I see it as exploration. I have lived in many different environments, many different cultures, and I love to learn about people. I love to connect with people to understand them and their experience of life. I absolutely love to hear where people came from, how they ended up where they are, so that I can see, okay, that's a life I've never experienced before. I don't know what it's like to be from the same town, having known the same people my entire life. The people that I have had in my life for long periods of time, I go long periods of time without seeing or even speaking to them. But I still hold a very, very dear place in my heart for them. And if they were to call, I would drop everything and speak to them for as long as they had time. These are the kinds of connections that I've built throughout my life. They're never built on the ground of we are the exact same and therefore we do not grow. My best friend that I have in the entire world, we come from completely different places. And we didn't even speak the same language to begin with. We learned how to communicate in other ways. And eventually, our friendship ended up leading to feeling like sisters. We don't have the same religious background. We don't have the same cultural background. We don't come from the same kind of society. We don't even have the same interests when it comes to careers. But that is exactly what made our entire friendship exciting for me. I got to experience life through her just as much as she got to experience life through me. We don't try to force our ideas on each other. We simply share what we believe and accept each other for what we believe. And we grow because we explain to one another why we believe what we believe in a way that is not damning or in any way like you shouldn't believe that. This is how we grow in connection. I am the type of person who will absorb a lot, and I will reflect back to you that which I feel is good. And I don't want to say it in that way, but like beneficial for both of us. If you ask me for advice, I will give you my advice. If you do not, I will not. Because I'm not in the relationship to give advice. I'm in the relationship to understand you and to understand life through your eyes. It's a matter of trying to be able to perceive the world through the eyes of others in the search for the ultimate empathy, maybe, or the ultimate truth. To insist that one knows the truth and the whole truth is in and of itself an explanation that you do not know the truth, because the truth is infinite and we are finite beings. The way that the truth is understood through each individual. This is what creates consciousness. And to state that we understand consciousness would be the understatement of the year. So to only experience one version of the truth, or even 3 or 4 versions of the truth, and expect that you know the truth, is limiting yourself. I have studied things that I'd never even heard of before, and found in those things an understanding that I would have never have found had I not explored a topic that was outside of my purview. And at times, I don't discuss these things because these are things that I know not a lot about. And when I don't discuss things that I don't know a lot about, that's for a reason. Because the fool speaks when he knows not the truth. I do not think that there's a single person out there who understands every single bit of the cosmos. But collectively, all of us, maybe. And it's one of my favorite things to do, to uncover exactly what is your truth of the universe. And it doesn't have to be based in a religious belief. It could literally be based in your core belief system. What are the values that you hold true? What are the ones that guide you through your life? It doesn't have to be about religion. It doesn't have to be about physics. It could be anything in between. And when we start to actually try to understand others, this is when we feel a deeper understanding of our own selves. I don't think that I have all the answers. As a matter of fact, I'm still searching. That's what makes this life so much fun. It's an adventure. What will I find out tomorrow that I didn't know today? So, don't blame me for my absence. I have only been trying to find the words to understand that which I am understanding. Because not everything makes sense all the time. It takes time for the dust to settle after an explosion before we can find the actual bits and pieces of the building that are left. So here I am, post-explosion, waiting for the dust to settle, going, what did I learn this time? Life is always an adventure as long as you continue to see it as such. When we take what happens to us and do horribly mean things to ourselves, like, I can't believe I did that, I was so stupid. We can only look back at the patterns in our lives to determine if something was viable or not. If we look at our life as a correlation flow chart, does it correlate in the positive direction or a negative direction? If it's a negative direction, maybe we should reanalyze these patterns, right? Makes sense. And I noticed that my patterns were always trying to have other people understand me instead of trying to understand other people. And the more I spent trying to understand other people, the more easily I understood myself. Because it reframed every single little detail of my life. And I'm grateful for that. So if I have any little bit of wisdom to share with you today, it's always this: keep an open mind. We don't know the truth. We can only assume we know the truth. Unless, You were there at the Big Bang. Bye, guys. Talk to you later.